PTSD doesn't always look the way people expect. For many of the people we see, it looks like control. You manage every detail. You keep moving. From the outside, you still look fine, but privately, your body won't stand down. Sleep becomes unreliable. You're on guard in rooms where nothing is wrong. And the smallest cue, a tone of voice, a door closing, can hit like a weight you cannot think your way out of. For ultra-high net worth lives, there is something that almost never gets named. Wealth and visibility carry their own trauma. Security decisions most people never think about. Protocols for your children, just so they can exist online. The inability to move through the world freely. A life that required you to become a public version of yourself so completely that the private version got lost quietly.
Our first task is to measure the load, and we do this precisely. We look at things like heart rate variability, which tells us how much reserve the nervous system actually has left. We measure cortisol patterns across the day because when that rhythm breaks down, the body loses its ability to distinguish between threat and safety. These are not abstract readings. They tell us exactly how activated the system has become and exactly where to begin. We stabilize the foundations first: sleep, recovery, and neurological rhythm, so the burden of carrying this alone is removed and placed firmly into our clinical care.
PTSD takes different forms: panic, numbness, anger, a persistent edge. What is consistent? The brain and body are responding as if the threat is still present. My role is to bring your system back under control, precisely and without dulling your mind.
People who have accumulated significant wealth sometimes carry the feeling that they have no right to struggle, that others would be grateful for this life, that guilt activates the nervous system in ways clinically indistinguishable from trauma. It compounds what is really there and keeps people from reaching out. We build a formulation around your specific history, sequenced at the pace your system can tolerate. The goal is for triggers to become information rather than emergency.
Here at Paracelsus Recovery, we use body-based, trauma-focused modalities like EMDR, IFS, and sensory motor psychotherapy that do what talk therapy alone can't. They address the root of the problem at the level of your neurology. So rather than helping you narrate your experience differently, they fundamentally change the way your nervous system responds to the world around you. Triggers that once hijacked your body and your behavior lose their grip, not because you've learned to manage them, but because the charge beneath them has actually resolved. When therapy is complete, you'll feel it in your body. You're calmer, less triggered, and able to respond from a place of grounding and authenticity, rather than a survival pattern that was never really yours. You don't just manage differently, you are different. More of who you actually are.
We offer accessible tools for those intense moments. Short, repeatable practices that help the nervous system recognize that nothing is happening right now and that it is safe to calm down. Breath pacing, grounding, orienting to what is actually present, things you can return to whenever you need them. We also help you find a way to zoom out, to separate yourself from the echo of the traumatic event and to locate a safe space within yourself that stays with you regardless what is happening around you. Over time, calm becomes something you can locate and return to.
The work doesn't end when you leave, it evolves. Your same team stays connected, reviewing your sleep, focus and mood, refining what's needed as life resumes. This continuity is part of the medicine, a living bridge between treatment and real life. Evenings are where most patterns live and where they begin to change. Each client works with a live-in therapist matched carefully to temperament and goals. You are supported by more than 15 specialists, physicians, therapists, and experts, all sharing one record, one plan, and daily communication. Switzerland is not just a location, it's an active ingredient in your recovery. This country holds a centuries-old memory of health and sanctuary. We're not just a clinic, we are part of a long tradition of restoration. There is a reason the world comes here to heal. When you arrive in Zurich, you step into a culture that values privacy and precision above all else. In a standard medical setting, the environment often works against you. It's sterile, noisy, and unfamiliar. That creates a specific kind of stress. For a high-functioning individual, a drop in your standard of living creates distraction. If you're worrying about your comfort or fighting the logistics of your stay, you're not focused on your health. That is unnecessary noise. We view comfort as a clinical necessity. We deliver our care in a private residence and partner with the Dolder Grand Spa, the best Switzerland has to offer. We know that psychological resistance is a vital diagnostic tool. It tells us where the work needs to be done. But we want to ensure that the only resistance you feel is the one that matters, the internal one. We remove every ounce of external friction, from the texture of the room to the seamlessness of the service, so that nothing stands between you and the clinical work.
We are the connective brain between your results and your plate. With our dietitians and chefs, we design a culinary healing experience you actually enjoy. Timing meals, balancing glucose, reducing inflammation, so you feel good while you eat and still feel good after.
The experience is end-to-end. We organize private aviation and meet you on the tarmac. A Bentley transfer brings you directly to the door. You do not touch a bag. You do not navigate a terminal. Our team acts as the defenders of your time. We handle the logistics, the security, and the details invisibly. You do not have to trade your lifestyle to get your health back. Speak privately with a lead physician today.